Rome gave us 5 centuries of empire and endless war. Greece gave us philosophy and constant bloodshed. Every civilization built on patriarchal power has the same story. Conquer, expand, collapse. Sound familiar, America? But in 2025, scientists tested the DNA of a 9,000-year-old society that lasted for over 1,000 years. No warfare, no kings, no conquest. And when they looked at how it was organized, it was built by who? Around the mothers. This isn't a theory. This isn't spirituality. This is a peer-reviewed genetic study published in the Journal of Science, one of the most respected scientific journals on the planet. An international team of researchers analyzed the DNA of 131 people buried at a place called Karahoyuk in modern-day Turkey. And yes, I probably brutalized that name. One of the oldest settlements ever found. What they discovered, the people buried in each house were related through the mother's line. Women stayed in their homes, men moved with the women's families, and female children were buried with 5 times more grave goods than male children. 5 times. The excavator, Ian Hodder from Stanford University, spent 25 years digging this site. His conclusion? They lived without any war or conflict. He called it, and this is a direct quote, a superb example of a way of life free from fighting. 1,000 years, built around the feminine. No war. Think about what this actually means. No military, no ruling class, no hierarchy. Men and women ate the same food, did the same work, had the same social standing, an egalitarian community for a millennium. And we do a lot of talk on the divine feminine on this channel and how that's the missing piece. One of the researchers said something that absolutely stopped me cold. She said, perhaps having more feminine-centered practices helped maintain more egalitarian relationships. 1,000 years of peace. And a scientist is telling you, maybe it was because it was built around the feminine, not in spite of it, because of it. Archaeology magazine named this a top 10 discovery of 2025. You know what they titled the article? A Feminine Touch. And that's not the only thing the Earth gave back in 2025. In Pompeii, the city frozen in time by a volcano 2,000 years ago, archaeologists pulled up 2 life-size statues out of a tomb wall. A man and a woman. But the woman is taller than the man. She's wearing a crescent moon pendant, the symbol of the goddess Ceres, fertility, agriculture, motherhood. She's holding laurel leaves used in sacred purification rituals. She wasn't a wife, she was a priestess. It's called being a woman in ancient Pompeii. She was buried for 2,000 years, and in 2025, they pulled her out of that wall. So here's what happened. For thousands of years, societies were organized around the mother, the feminine, and they were peaceful. Then somewhere along the way, we switched. We erased her. We dragged Ashir out of Solomon's temple. We turned Magdalene into a prostitute. We buried Sophia in the desert with the Gnostic texts. We wrote her out of every scripture, every temple, every seat of power. And what do we get? 5,000 years of warfare. Empire after empire. Rising and falling and rising and falling. Conquest, domination. That's what happens when the masculine operates without the feminine. When the power operates without love. When the heroes has no gamos. The goddess figurines they found at Karahoyuk 60 years ago, scholars dismissed them as decorative. Turns out the society that made them was actually organized around the feminine the entire time. The figurines were telling the truth. We just weren't listening. It's February 2026. It's been a long winter. The PDF files, the revelations, the things coming to the surface that none of us ever wanted to believe were real. Things that words can't even describe. Those things that were done to the most vulnerable of us. That's what the absence of the feminine looks like. That's what happens when the mother is erased, when power has no love in it. But look what's happening at the exact same time. The earth, the literal physical earth, is returning her to us. 9,000-year-old DNA saying she was here first. A priestess of the goddess emerging from the walls of Pompeii saying, I never left. The ground beneath the feet is remembering what we forgot. As I've said 1,000 times, the word apocalypse doesn't mean destruction. It means unveiling, revealing of what was hidden. The darkness is being unveiled, yes, but so is she, so is she. Welcome home, feminine. Welcome home, Mom. We missed you. It's time. Much love, all. Much love.